to the inside of Hornaday and try to grab that third spot. When you've got a truck that'll turn as good as Crafton's does and you're down on the inside of someone, Phil, as Almirola is there, you have to be careful, because if you're free enough to turn good, the truck on the outside of you taking the air off the side of your truck can make you free enough to spin out.
That's why I was a little bit worried with Hornaday and Almirola, because Hornaday really crowded Almirola down, but his truck was tight enough there. He didn't lose that air off the spoiler and get loose.
How about Austin Dillon dropping all the way back to 7th now? He was on the outside of the front row when the green flag flew.
Well, we talked about that upper groove just not being a place where you can make a whole lot of time, and that was just a result of Hornaday getting the jump on him on that start, getting to the inside, shuffled him out. He wound up back in the 6th spot. He's going to shake out the 6th spot before he's able ever to get down on the bottom of the racetrack.
Let's check out Ty Bodine's progress. Now he's cleared that huge group of traffic that he was with. There he is right there, battling with the 5 of Mike Skinner. There's Bobby Hamilton Jr., the 6 right behind him. Todd now is being shown in the 15th position. Good battle for second side by side. Almirola and Crafton.
You can see how Almirola just dove way to the bottom of the straightaway, just wanting to get away from Crafton as best he could to try to get a good clean entry into the corner without Crafton being on his side. And Almirola makes that pass look pretty easy.
I was talking to Almirola's crew chief, Richie Waters, down in the garage here, and he said they started out practice today coil binding in left front. He said that didn't seem to work, and as Eric alluded to earlier, they tried some things in practice. They went back to the traditional right front, he said, and they were a lot better.
48 of Michelle Theriault, that's her on the bottom of the racetrack in the white number 48. A little bit slower. She's 3 laps down to the field now as we see Johnny Sauter and Austin Dillon.
Austin rebounds. He'll start to rebound now, Rick. You know, he got hung up on the top, and now he's just slowly starting to click his way back up through these guys. He's run down Johnny Sauter after losing a few truck links to him, battling back there with Schrader.
He actually lost the spot to Schrader and got back by Kenny just a lap or so ago.
So Austin Dillon fighting back after restarting second outside of the 17 of Timothy Peters. Timothy Peters now has a 2.2 second lead over second place Eric Almirola. Then Matt Crafton and Hornaday are close for the 3rd spot.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of lap times Eric Almirola now can run now that he's out in clean racetrack. He's still about 2.5 tenths of a second off Timothy Peters this last lap.
Schrader continues to lose spots. You see Eichler got down on the inside of him, made the pass there, dropping Schrader back to the 8th position, and Justin Lofton's all over the back of that number 2 truck now. Truck's going for 4 wins in a row with different drivers. It's Schrader's turn to try to pull into victory lane. He's got his work cut out for him early in the going.
There's teammates side by side once again. This is Mike Skinner and David Starr. David Starr, that's a backup truck. His primary truck got crushed in our first practice today.
James Butcher is able to get by David Starr. At least he's on the inside of David Starr. Remember, he's 1 lap down because of that flat tire. He changed under green, but he is in position potentially to get that lucky dog.
So Buscher trying to hang on to this position so that he can get the lucky dog, get back on the lead lap, be competitive in this race as we're on lap 31. Battle for 3rd. On the inside, that's Hornaday. Outside is Matt Crafton. Hornaday looking strong at the bottom of the racetrack.
And you can see that black number 3 truck of Austin Dillon. He is able to get around Sauter. Now he's driven directly up on the back of this battle for 3rd. Hornaday grabs that spot from Crafton, and it looks like Sauter is going to try to do the same thing. Just goes to show you, Rick, how important a restart is. You give up a few spots. In 2 laps, you can give up 4 or 5 spots, and it's going to take you 20 or 30 to get back. And that's exactly what Austin Dillon is living right now.
Tough break for Bobby Hamilton Jr. Ray, what's going on with Bobby Jr.?
Well, apparently the alternator was not working in this truck, Phil. The battery drained down. They lost power. He came to the garage, or excuse me, to the pit area here, and they have a spare battery in the pits, but for some reason it won't fit in the truck. So the team is scrambling, running back to the garage now to try to get him back in the race. But obviously he had a really good start to today's event, but rest of it doesn't look good for the 16.
What a horrible break for Bobby Jr. We documented the fact that he was just outside the top 10, and looks like his day's ruined for sure.
Timothy Peters, though, having a great night. 3 seconds ahead of Eric Almirola, looking for his 3rd win in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. After starting off the season with a bang in Daytona, he has not found victory lane. Could it be tonight in Nashville? Be the biggest racing fan you can be with Verizon Championship Racing at the track and on your phone. From nationwide IndyCar driver meet and greets to exclusive peeks inside the Penske garage right on your VCAS phone. For your hard card to Racing Nirvana, only from the network with the most 3G coverage, Verizon.
Racing Nirvana, that's a good thing, right?
I think so.
It is a good thing. A good thing for the 17 is that his competition is almost 4 seconds behind him. Timothy Peters has a 4-second lead over Eric Almirola. Hornaday running third. Austin Dillon's battled back up to the 4th spot. Johnny Sauter in 5th. There we see Matt Crafton working, trying to get by the 2 of Ken Schrader, but Schrader is the stronger truck here, and Schrader will take the position away from Matt Crafton.
Well, not so quick, Rick. Crafton's going to battle back on the outside, and Norm Benning's down on the low line, so I think Schrader will just lay out and let Crafton keep that spot for now. But Crafton's truck's kind of gone really tight. Early in the going, I thought he had the truck to win with the way it was cutting to the bottom, but now it's sliding up the hill. That's what these trucks do here at Nashville. As time goes on, they start to get tighter and tighter.
Left side of your screen, you're seeing Jason White's truck. The hood is up on that. Ray, what are they doing?
Well, at first they thought it was a broken engine, Rick, but it appears that the radiator is busted. So Jason White has been leaking little bits of water as they've gone around. The crew just came around looking at it real tight here, and they've decided they're going to have to pull the radiator and replace it. So a long time behind the wall for Team 23. Adam?
It's been a rough start for teammates Mike Skinner and David Starr, but they did come to pit road for service at lap 19. Both trucks extremely loose. They still find themselves outside the top 10, but pitting under caution may help them later. This is the segment of the race in April where we saw a long green flag run, and that could pay big dividends for them because they could stay out much longer than the other drivers who are yet to come to pit road.
See, James Butcher, remember, 1 lap down because of an unscheduled pit stop following the 12 tire monkey of Mario Gosselin. Mario's up in the 12th spot. Pretty good run going so far.
Solid run for Mario. And Jason White might have had a leaky radiator, but I believe it went and blew the motor up because there was some smoke out of the pipes like the engine had been damaged. So I know there's a lot of people at Red Rocks back in Charlotte, North Carolina that had gathered to watch the race tonight because Jason was pumped up about his truck. But darn, after a great qualifying lap on lap 1, his oil line came loose on lap 2, and now all of a sudden his engine breaks. So
how about Ty Bodine? He's had an up and down day. Started on the pole, lap 9, he was second. Then he drifted all the way back to 16th on lap number 25. Now he's made his way back up into the top 10. Right now being shown in the 8th spot.
Do you know how fortunate he was? Right when his tire was going flat, Chris Lafferty broke an engine. The caution flies. Todd comes to pit road. I know while the process of a tire going flat, you start thinking, man, we've got a bad truck. This thing's terrible, before you finally realize that it's a tire that is causing your problem. Look at this battle. Are they going to go 3 wide?
I'm going to think about it. This is a battle for 12th through 14th.
Palmer heads prevailed there, and they only went 2 wide and then backed off as we see Mario Gosselin in front of the 81 of David Starr.
Donnie Lee and that 21 truck has joined this battle.
Now, Donnie's a fast driver. Look, he's going to drive up on the inside of Skinner. I love watching Donnie Lee go about things. Ever since he won that race at Mansfield a couple years ago, I've been a huge fan. Took him 3 wide on a 3/8 mile track to grab the victory. You know he's not going to be shy about going 3 wide here if he needs to.
You think David Starr remembers that pass that he made there at Mansfield? Because it was David Starr who was leading that race when Donnie Lee came up on the inside of him. David Starr just in front of Donnie Lee, as well as the 5 of Mike Skinner.
Remember Donnie Lee winning that modified race at Bristol last year, and you know we're going to be airing that on Speed same night as a truck race, Wednesday night, coming up in a couple weeks in Bristol. We will have that modified race again.
You see David Starr making the move down on the inside of the tire monkey there as they hit the corner. David Starr had to readjust his goals. He had a truck he thought he could get a top 5, maybe even win the race with. When he got to Nashville, had a crash, needed to regroup and try to just get a solid top 10 finish. He's making his way toward that. That's the 12th spot he just grabbed. So good run for David in a backup truck.
3 wide. Mike Skinner was in the middle of that, but they were able to sneak by the slower lap traffic. Mario Gosselin just in front of those 2 trucks running side by side for position.
We've talked about the fact that Ron Hornaday is the only former winner in the field here at Nashville. David Starr does have a runner-up finish back in 2004, so he runs well at this racetrack.
Skinner got by and is being able to hold off that 21 of Donnie Lea. We see the 6 of Bobby Hamilton Jr. back on the racetrack.
You know, I'm glad Bobby got back out there because the way he performed early in this race, Phil, that's one of those things that'll make you say, I know I can still do this if I get the chance. Now he's been able to make some more laps. As you see Todd Bodine getting around Kenny Schrader. That's the 7th position that just changed hands. So Bobby Jr. is able to get back out there and continue to show that he can run fast in these trucks and maybe make something happen.